Hey guys, hope you're all doing fantastic today. So I'm going through Pop Funko stuff right now and still getting pictures of stuff on Facebook Marketplace, which seems to be the better route for right now. It's slow, but it's consistent, and that's what I like. So I think I'm gonna stay on that route until nothing, and then I'll switch over to like eBay and whatnot. But I did some thinking yesterday with the Japan trip, and I'm not going until the beginning of 2027. So I still have like a year and a half left. What I figured out though is that my original plan was to pay off stuff and get stuff done around the house while also putting money away for the trip. But if I focus for the next 6 months on putting all my money into here and now, getting stuff paid off, projects, actually not even projects here, putting a little bit aside for projects, but mainly getting stuff paid off here. Then at the start of the month, start of the new year of 2026, with the taxes coming in and the start of the year, I could just start throwing money at the trip and have the trip completely paid off in like a year, not even. I'm still doing research on if I want to stay in Tokyo or not, compared to like say Osaka or Hokkaido. I love Hokkaido. The only issue is there's not as much to do there as there is obviously in Tokyo. Tokyo is where everything is, but that's also where all the tourists go. And I don't want to bog down the locals with just more tourism. Like, I know it's good for the country and everything, but I wouldn't like it personally if Wisconsin had a bunch of tourists all the time to the extent that Japan does with Tokyo. We already have that with places like Lambeau Field, with up in Green Bay. We have Door County, which is a big one. Trying to think of some other ones. I know people come in for Wisconsin Dells, Milwaukee for the Bucks, and Madison for the Badgers and stuff like that, but we don't have nearly what, like, say, New York or Chicago or Los Angeles or Tokyo have. So it's something to think about. I'm not 100% sold on where I would like to stay, but we'll see what I find out in the next few months. Hey guys, hope you're all doing fantastic today. I'm doing pretty good. Sweaty, just did a half hour on the bike, and I'm actually really happy with that. I have a long way to go with weight loss, but when I went in for my flu months ago, when I went into the doctor for that, when she weighed me, I was basically back up to where I was when I had like the health scares a few years ago. So I was not happy with that. Basically, we have like a year and a half until the Japan trip. So I want to lose as much weight as possible and get in the best shape of my life before I go on this trip. When I got on the scale, it was much lower than what I thought it was going to be, and it was a huge sigh of relief. I know it's still high, but it's still a huge sigh of relief to basically start with a little bit of a handicap given to me, which is nice. I like that. But yeah, other than that, I hope you guys are doing well. I am just gonna hop in the shower real quick, and then I gotta get on the YouTube videos to make those. And I'm hoping this week I can get the fridge downstairs. I can get that taken out. I'm gonna take a trip over to Best Buy or Home Depot and see what they have for, because I know they do pickup of old appliances as well. So if I can get on top of the whole fridge thing, get that taken out, I can maybe start patching up holes in the next week or two as far as the floor goes, and then the wall, get the fairing strips back up, and then the drywall, and then we can start working on the floor over like the next month. So I got to get on top of this. I wanna get the basement done so that we can have our D&D sessions down there, and I could start working on the Lego City or the Lego showcase areas and stuff like that. So I'm looking forward to it. But I will see you guys in a little bit. So it's the next day now, and good news is this fridge is gonna be taken out this Friday. So awesome. I'm pumped, because the only thing we need to do then is take this section out. This wall is going to remain here, but this whole bump out here that was encasing the old fridge, that's going to be ripped out. I'm taking it straight back to the wall. This will basically be just a big section of shelving for displaying Lego. And then the fridge will be gone. I can clean up that area and get that all taken care of as far as the wall goes. And the mini fridge will go in this section over here. This is a nice little bump out, it's wide. Actually, now that I think about it, the mini fridge might actually be going more on this side, because this is actually bigger over here compared to this side, which is kind of narrow. So we'll see how that works out. I know you guys can't hear it, but the AC is fixed and it's cool again in the house, and I'm sweating my butt off. Well, while he was working on the AC unit, I was out there picking weeds, and right now they're looking at what, 86, or no, it was bumped out to 88 for real feel. We're 76 degrees, but it's a real feel of 88, and the UV index is 9 out of 10. So it's very warm, and if you stand out there for a decent amount of time, you're gonna sweat a lot. So like, what, he was only here for an hour, or not even an hour. I wanna say it was like 30 to 40 minutes. And by the time I'm like halfway around the house picking up weeds and he's finished with the AC unit, we just look at each other, we're just drenched in sweat. Like it's too warm. I just need to cool down. And which sucks, because I wanted to get the AC unit working 100%, because was it Saturday, Sunday, Monday? They're looking at well into the 90s with a possibility of the real feel breaking 100, especially on one day. So I wanted to make sure the AC unit was fully working and operational. But thankfully that's done. The next thing is tomorrow, this monstrosity gets moved out of here. But nonetheless, I hope you guys are having a good day and staying cool. Or warm, depending on where you are. I would think cool though. So I just got back from Target. Went and picked up a few things I needed. Oh, more than a few things. But I had everything I needed in one of those little like red baskets that you can carry with you. And I had a 12 pack of Sprite, right? 2 hands. Not a whole lot to carry with that. I think she overdid it with the bags. Just a tad bit. Just holy cow. Alright, so I hope you guys are doing well. I'm doing peachy. I'm actually staying in a hotel right now for work. Doing a little traveling for that, but I'm doing something that I never actually thought I would do. I am selling some of my Pokemon cards. I have a deal going through Saturday, I think. Yeah, Saturday. Well, there are the whole idea got brought up because I had a buddy over and we were going through cards, both Yu-Gi-Oh, Magic, as well as like other ones. Like I have some One Piece trading card game stuff, some Digimon stuff, and then I have obviously a large Pokemon collection, which is like anywhere from, last time I counted was about 12,000 something cards, and that was about 6 years ago. So I'm probably a little over 13,000 by now. And I'm keeping the older things. The older cards, the base sets, the stuff that I grew up with. I'm keeping that stuff. It's more of the newer stuff that I don't have a connection with. I was going through a lot of those cards, and it's like, yeah, a lot of those are worth a pretty good amount, because right now Pokemon cards are at the highest they've ever been. And I don't have a connection with said cards. Like I'll give you an example. Like I'll show a picture right now. I have cards called Torchic Star and Trico Star, and for anyone who doesn't play Pokemon games, the 3 original starters in the 3rd generation games were Torchic, Trico, and Mudkip, and they all had a card called their name and then Star, which was like an alternate coloring of that Pokemon, so it was considered a rare card. And I mean, they go for a pretty penny right now. I'm gonna keep Torchic Star because that's my pride and joy. I got that out of a pack. Trico Star I got from somebody that I no longer talk to. I got it years ago, and I don't really have a connection with that person anymore. So I personally don't have a I don't really have a nostalgia feeling for that card, right? Well, it also dawned on me, like, to get Mudkip, to get like the three of them together, it would cost me like over $1,000 to get Mudkip in good condition. Not going to happen. Logically, that money could be easily spent somewhere else. Projects for the house, the Japan trip, anything else, really. So what I did is I went through a bunch of cards that, like I said, I don't have that feeling for, that nostalgic feeling for, and if they held some good money to them, yeah, I put them on Facebook Marketplace, and literally within a half hour to an hour, I had over a dozen people hitting me up for some of these cards, especially that Trico Star. So that one, I made a pretty big deal this weekend where it's like 74 Pokemon cards in total, and it's going to be a decent amount of money. But it's going to be interesting to see. I don't plan on getting rid of a lot of them, just more of the newer stuff. But logically speaking, that money needs to be put somewhere else instead of those cards just sitting in a box in protective sleeves for years. I mean, these were sitting in a box for roughly 15, 20 years in some cases, just not doing anything. So it's better for me to sell them and put that money somewhere where it's much more needed rather than those cards just sitting there not doing anything when they don't hold any value for me. So something I never thought I would do in my life, but I think it's going to be for a good purpose. Okay, sorry about that. My battery on my camera died, but I'm going to wrap this one up. It's not going to be a super long video. Not a really whole lot going on in the past like week or two. So, but now that the fridge is worked out in the basement and it's gone, I'm going to start working on that basement wall this weekend. Actually, after that deal with the Pokemon cards, if it all goes through, I got my dad coming over to help me look at some basement walls, and then hoping in the next like week or two I can start getting fairing strips up, start getting new drywall up downstairs, and then after that I think it's the flooring that I want to work on next, because once we get the flooring done, then I mean it's just a ceiling. That's not going to take that much longer. And then we can start working on actually finishing the basement. So I'm like, pretty excited. But that's going to do it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I will see you all next time in the next video. Until then, take care and peace out.